What is this Father's Day? Why is it different from every other Father's Day to you?
Well, this Father's Day, Amy's in the hospital, and she's recovering from necrotizing fasciitis. It's now been 44 days. And it's different because, basically we can't all be together. There have been other Father's Day we haven't all been together, but I think this one's unique because basically we're all suffering together through this, but we're all also very hopeful for the future through this.
Mm-hmm. And is this the first time your family member has been in the hospital on Father's or Mother's Day?
Yes, it's the first time we've had one of us ailing at a time like this when we have to all reach out and support each other. So yes, that makes it very unique.
And what are some of the favorite presents you can remember that Amy has given you on Father's Day?
Oh goodness, actually some of the favorite presents that she's given me are the things that she makes. I think the gifts that you go out and buy are one thing, but when she was really little, she'd be in Sunday school class and making something and bringing it to me. So I remember one year there was an art class. She made these little clay figurines that we still have on a shelf at home. So we have a special shelf with all the things they made in Sunday school or in church. And those would always be the types of things they give us on our birthday or on Father's Day. So I think it's the things that they took the effort to make themselves.
And how is Amy's condition right now?
Right now, she's actually still serious condition, so she's still the upgrade, but she's in a great deal of pain. She is, I think, has more pain centers in her body that are screaming out now because of the recent flap surgery she had, where they removed some muscle from her stomach to put in her groin area. So now she has 2 additional areas where she's feeling pain that she wasn't feeling before Friday. And I think that's really increased the degree of unpleasantness that she is experiencing on a minutely basis. So it's been tough.
And I know she must be seeing reports about her. What is she thinking about all the situation in the media?
She's not really aware of it. She hasn't really seen a media report that I know of. She's only had people talk to her about the impact that they're seeing from the outside, like a doctor that came in and told her that she was more popular than President Obama. Well, I doubt that, but still, I think his point was that the news media has really exploded with a lot of coverage about her. But if she can't turn on the television and see it for herself, I think she finds it harder to see. She did see a CNN report the other night, an interview that I did with Aaron Burnett. I called her mother and told them that it was going to be on. So I think that's about the only report she's seen so far.
And you said you're having a lot of women responses to Amy. Can you just elaborate?
Yeah, I am. It's interesting. It seems that maybe about 7 out of 10 respondents to the blog are women, and it seems that this story really resonates well with women. And probably one reason for that, I believe, is that there's a shared empathy. That a lot of women see her situation and see themselves in that situation and wonder, how would I react if I were in that same place? I get a lot of responses from men, though. There was a Marine who responded, and he said that Amy should be an honorary Marine because all the years he was in the Marines, he's never had a fellow soldier or a Marine that would have responded the way Amy did, that had her level of courage. So in fact, he said she should be made an honorary Marine. So I don't want to downplay the feedback we've had from men, but it does seem to be about 7 out of 10 are women.
Women. And what about the pain medicine? I know she does not want to take morphine. So how is she getting through the pain?
Well, and she is taking morphine now.
She is,
and
okay.
Morphine does have healing properties that she needs that can help advance her healing. But at this point, in fact, the one thing you have to do is you have to keep taking the pain medication. If you slack off too much, then what ends up happening is you can't administer the morphine when you start having the pain. It has to be administered before the pain. But during the dressing changes before she had her most recent surgery, she did refuse it a couple of times just because it would cloud her thoughts, and she did not like that. But now she's in so much pain. She's not refusing it. There are some medications they use that aren't as fast acting as others, but she's not refusing it now.
And I guess back to Father's Day, you have been so busy. Describe your days. Did you even know Father's Day was coming up, honestly?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yesterday was my wife's birthday.
Okay.
So, and it's such a whirlwind that I didn't have a chance to go buy her anything. So I've got to make that up to her. But it's literally my days, everything has been compressed into this small vacuum of time, it seems like, and it's really hard to get everything all together. So, all I can ask Donna is for her forgiveness, and I promise her I'll make it up to her. But, and we did spend a lot of good time together yesterday, but the days, to think it's been 44 days is just hard to believe. Some people say it must seem like it's been years, but no, actually the time has really flown by. And it's not because we're having fun, but I just think it's because all of our attention has been on Amy at this point.
Right, and what have you done in the past Father's Day? Did you go on family vacations with the girls, or what are your favorite Father's Day memories, I guess?
Okay. Well, one of them, I guess, it so happens that working for Edward Jones is that a lot of our regional meetings convene on Father's Day weekend. And so I remember one in particular, we went to Fusky Island and to a resort that's now closed. But when we arrived at the island, they would give you a golf cart to drive around. And so the girls were young, this was about 8 years ago, and they said, "Dad, can we take the golf cart out for a spin?" And so I said, "Yeah, but here's the rules," and we laid down the rules for them. But they went out and broke one of the rules. They took it off the cart path and tried to off-road it. In the process, and Amy was driving, she broke the axle of the golf cart.
So there was no more golf cart for the Copelands.
That's right, there's no more golf cart. No, and as if that wasn't bad enough, they towed the golf cart up to the sundry store, put it in front of it. It had our name tag on it, Copeland, and it sat there with pigeon-toed wheels turned inward. And everybody knew that our golf cart was the one that was broken because the girls had taken it off-road. So it was funny. I mean, we all ended up suffering together because we had to walk around the resort the rest of the time, which is a pretty spread-out resort. But that's okay. That's kind of the way we do things with the Copelands. I guess when one of us suffers, all of us seem to suffer. That's okay. We don't mind that.
And you are just so positive. Have you ever just, do you worry about the public? Have you ever just wanted to have a breakdown and have a moment just to cry and just let it all out and not care what people think about you?
I never have. And it's interesting. I've had a lot of people suggest I should do that, but that's just not me. And I have to, believe it or not, credit my attitude to my own father, who has always tried to instill me with a positive mental attitude. I remember he used to come home from selling life insurance, and he had these papers, and on the papers was a big red stamp of the letters PMA. And I asked him, I said, "What does PMA mean?" And he said, then he told me the importance of positive mental attitude. And it was something they tried to drive home, because when you're selling insurance and you don't make a sale that day and you're all haggard and worn out, you want to be able to go home with a positive attitude. So it was the same for me. I had a paper route for 11 years. I had to have a positive mental attitude when I was out collecting or I was out trying to get new subscribers. And I've been in sales myself. So I've really had that deeply ingrained to who I am. So, that's the only way I know to be able to handle adversity.
And as a father to Amy, when, she's in horrible pain, I'm sure, I can't imagine what she's even thinking or feeling. And she's, how do you keep her going, and how do you keep her through surgery and surgery?
And one of the things that I told her today, I said, Amy, I said, I know that things are tough and that you're really hurting. And I said, I can't even begin to understand. And she nodded, she agreed. And I said, you need to understand that no matter how bad you think things are, they could be worse. And always remember there's somebody out there who's suffering more. And I told her, I said, I've known several people who've been paralyzed from the neck down in my life. And I've seen that they have no hope of walking again. And I told her, I said, you have hope of being able to get up out of that bed and walk. I said, you'll be able to do it. I said, you're going to be able to use prosthetic hands. You're going to be able to do things and be fully functional in life. And it's funny, the pain just vanished off of her face, and she gained some peace when I told her that. So again, I think that we have to support each other in our family. That's the most important thing. And we can't do that with negative attitudes.
So support is what's getting you through.
Absolutely.
And when you look at this little girl of Amy right here, what do you see? Describe this little girl.
I'd say there's a lot of joy there. And you see several things there. You see joy, you see assertiveness too. Just the way that she crosses her legs, she says, I'm a big girl. And that's the way they've always been. Amy's been very assertive through her life. Her oldest sister is 13 months older, and she was always driven to try to be as good as her big sister. And so that's always been a motivating factor for her. But you can just see also that she's, with the smile that she has, is just one where she's just really having a good time. And that's Amy. She's always known how to have a good time and how to enjoy others. I also just see a great deal of love when I look at that picture. I see somebody who's just understands what it means to love others, understands what it means to be loved. To me, that's what I see.
And we mentioned earlier, you know, Amy, years down the road, has a wedding to attend to.
That's right.
She still has to complete that thesis for graduate school. And,
That's right.
you know, how does that make you feel as her father, trying to carry her through these tough times?
Yeah, you know, I just know there's going to be a lot of achievements ahead for Amy. I think there's a lot of things that she's going to want to accomplish in her life. And we want to be there to help her get through as much of it as we can. But I know there's a lot of that I'm not going to be able to help her through. She's going to have to make some decisions on her own. She's going to have to do a lot of things on her own. And just like I've always done with them, I always want to give them the freedom to make their own decisions. If she ever fails in something, I'll be there to pick her up when she falls. That's just the fact. That's the way that a father needs to treat the children that he loves. So I'm looking forward, though, to enjoying those moments that come along when we have joy together, but I'll also be there to pick them up when they fall.
And I guess for Father's Day, I want to ask you, what did you normally do every Father's Day? Is there any traditions that you have in the Copeland family on Father's Day?
The one thing that we always do is we like to get together and go have a meal together. And I think, and it's been a little bit harder in recent years with Amy and Carrollton, and there's some Sundays she'd have to work, but she'd always try to get back for Father's Day and Mother's Day. And we would all go out to eat at a restaurant of the father's or mother's choice on that day. And so we would always at least have a good 3 to 4 hours that we could spend together. And really, to me, it's not about going somewhere, it's more about being together as a family unit.
Right, so no present really can replace.
Absolutely. To me, that's really what I treasure, is just the time that I could spend with my family. You know, presents, I always look at it that, you know, I do appreciate it when they think enough of me to be able to buy me something, but to me, that's not why we get together.
Right.
For them to be with me, that's all the present I could ask for.
And what is Paige doing this Father's Day? Your other daughter, correct?
She's actually working today, so she's working at Longhorn and Moreau, so she's out there making sure that some other fathers are being served. So, and that's just fine. It's best. Here's what she wanted today, is what she told me. She said she knows she wants protein, but she doesn't want anything solid. She wants chicken and rice soup. That's what she wants. So that's what I'm going to go back here and feed her probably in the next half hour or so, is hopefully be able to. Now, the doctors haven't said that she could eat anything yet since her surgery. She actually tried to eat something and she got sick. But so I'm hoping that they're going to lift that I can go back and feed her.
And how many more, what's the process? Walk me through. How many more surgeries does she have? What is it looking like right now?
This is hopefully the last surgery that she's going to need before she progresses on to rehab. Basically, she's got about a 3-week recovery period ahead of her. And as soon as that happens, we're looking at moving her to rehab so she can start learning to be able to transfer on her own, as well as to use prosthetics. And that could be about a 3 to 4 month period.
Right. All right. And also, in 2 weeks, June 30th, we're sponsoring the 5K run for Amy. It'll be starting at 8 o'clock. And is there anything specifically you want us to do, or anything you want to tell the community for that?
You know, I just really would want to tell the community thank you for turning out and being a part of this. It's something that I plan to be a part of too. I've already signed up. I've got my fee in, and I'm looking forward. I got to tell you, I'm out of shape, so if I'm the one dragging behind, you know, have mercy on me, okay? Because, but Paige is going to be running in it too. Now, she's in shape, but she's actually tried to get me out and train me, but it seems like every day when I get home from work, I'm just too tired. But it's awesome. I do appreciate the support that we've had from Augusta. You know, this has become our home away from home. And knowing that we had that kind of support from the community here has just been fantastic. So Augusta's great, and we love Augusta.
And are you all going to paint up, make some T-shirts, or?
Well, we've actually already made some T-shirts. We've got some T-shirts that we made for Amy's weekend, which was just held in Snellville yesterday and Friday. They had concerts, and we had a special T-shirt made for that. There is a special T-shirt made for this event, for the 5K, that will be offered, I think, to people that sign up. So, and if we have any T-shirts left over from the Snellville, from the Snellville event, we'll bring those to sell as well.
All right. And Anything else you want to tell me about Father's Day and how you plan to spend it the rest of the day now?
Well, I would just say that the rest of the day I'm going to be spending with Amy and just making sure that she's getting the nurturing that she needs and spending the time with her, because I think this will be a very meaningful Father's Day. And you asked me about Father's Days that I have memories of. I think I'll have a lasting memory of this one for the rest of my life.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Copeland.
Thank you.